They look at gamers as pigs at a farm. They expect gamers to basically eat up the slop they give them without any complaints. I'm a bird, mother. I'm a bird. Quantic Dream Dustborn Defense exposes horrific company culture by Smash JT.
If you guys thought that statement from Red Thread Games defending Dustborn by attacking the gaming community was a bad idea, then this quote tweet from the publisher of Quantic Dream is going to blow your mind. Not just because of what they said, but diving deeper into the background of this company exposes a very creepy work environment. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. And when I first started researching for this video just to give my thoughts on a statement, I thought it was going to be a fairly innocuous video, just giving my take, like, look at them, let's point and laugh at this publisher of Dustborn and how they're defending it, just like the developer did, and how they're bad because they're attacking the game community. But then diving deeper into them, finding out more about them, I'm just like, holy crap, Lord. They're actually projecting everything that's wrong with them on the entire gaming community at large. And of course, they shut off the replies because they don't want this secret getting out.
Because, sorry, Smash.
He doesn't.
Because they keep on monitoring who can even interact with their tweets because they don't want more stuff being exposed and they want to surround themselves only with their specific echo chamber. Because their tiny egos cannot take even a tiny bit of criticism.
There. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for the full and exhaustive article of just how deep this rabbit hole goes with Quantic Dream. And holy crap, is it a crazy one. Let's first start off with this statement that they made in response to Red Thread Games talking about their message to the community of, what, 83 max players of Dustborn? Whatever, let's not get caught in the details, but a quick background before I go into this. Quantic Dream is the publisher for the developer Red Thread Games of Dustborn. So it is in their best interest for this game to be received positively because there is a financial gain to be had there. Quantic Dream on Twitter quote tweeted Red Thread Games' message to their community stating, "We want to express our heartfelt support for our partners at Red Thread Games. We stand united against hate in all its form." Before I keep going on this,
the hate is, in my opinion, 90% of the hate is completely justified because the game, it's not only bad writing, bad character design, pushing of stereotypes, it's badly optimized, it's glitchy, and it causes GPU performance issues. So I think writing down and eating down on the game is actually completely justified.
It is so tiring. This whole shield of hate, trying to say any kind of criticism is hate, and the community is just filled with bad people and bad actors and hatred and bigotry and horrible people that are just trying to play these games and just so mean to these publishers and developers, when in reality, that's not even close to the truth. In fact, this is one of those things.
For example, what he's talking about, the developers of Dustborn, they made a tweet asking people for productive criticism. And what do you think they did with that tweet? They switched off comments.
Yep.
How are we supposed to even provide constructive criticism where there is no avenue or place to provide that constructive criticism? For example, I am doing an entire Dustborn playthrough right now to genuinely review the game. And all the statements I have made about the game and its performance and its design and writing is more than justified.
That kind of starts a Gamergate situation where, yeah, I guess many people would agree that the whole Gamergate 2 is in full swing, or Gamergate 1 never really went away. Whatever you want to define it as, this is what's happening. They are projecting the problems onto the gaming community, trying to make it feel like you are the issue instead of them. We stand united against hate in all its forms and are committed to fostering communities built on understanding and respect. Which I guess, you know, if you want to do a professional message and just say, hey, let's do a generic something that will be accepted, or at least historically accepted in the community, we'll say something like this and just, you know, let people say their piece. But no, they shut off replies just like Red Thread Games did on theirs.
Of course.
So ultimately, they don't really care about having a conversation. They don't want to expose themselves as hypocrites. They don't want to see the truth and the reality. They don't want to give gamers a voice. They want to...
The reason why they don't want to do that, and the reason why they're acting this way, they look at gamers as pigs at a farm. They expect gamers to basically eat up the slop they give them without any complaints. I don't understand why there's such a huge double standard when this is a game is a product that is being provided to the customer. Let's say a utensil company that makes coffee makers. Instead of coffee makers, they start shipping out a rod that heats up to boil your water instead of the coffee maker. Would the outroar there be justified? 100%. So why is it that when the game is the product, criticism of the subpar game is all of a sudden validated as bigotry?
To tell you why you are bad and move on from it. Oh, but also please give them your money for this game because they need it. Using the word hate as a shield from legitimate criticism has become such a tired cliche, and I legit am so over this, especially when it clearly comes from corporate execs desperate to avoid taking any accountability for their clear failures. What this always boils down to is money. Follow the dollar. The executives are trying to cover their ass right now by projecting the problems that they have on you, so that when bonuses come up, when quarterly earnings come up, when the investors have questions, they can start...
The whole attitude of I'm not the problem, you're the problem. We learned that in kindergarten. That's not how it works.
Start saying, oh, it wasn't received because these people are the problem. It's not us. We're just making a game and we're trying our best, but these evil gamers out there are just trying to destroy us. It's a horrible approach with zero accountability. And are we sensing a trend in the gaming industry, by the way, where no one seems to take any accountability? They want to offload it anywhere else because they don't want to take ownership in their mistakes? Base Player on Twitter said, if you actually have 109,000 followers on Twitter, why didn't any of them play that game? And I said, sit this one out, Quantic Dream. Red Thread did enough damage to their brand by locking replies on the initial post. You doing it as well isn't the sort of iconic solidarity you think it is. But I find it ironic that this company, this publisher of Dustborn, through Red Thread Games, is defending them and projecting their issues on the community when this company has a checkered past, to put it nicely. For example, taking just a brief look at Quantic Dream's problematic past, and it adds to the irony of their moral posturing here. In the shadow of its president and founder, David Cage, which to say Cage was a controversial figure is an understatement. For beyond two souls, Cage literally stole family photos of Ellen Page to capture her likeness at a young age. Then we have
what?
So I'll let people take a breather to process that information, because this shit will get way worse.
The leaked photos of Ellen Page not wearing anything that were never used in the game, but yet still were created and leaked out there. Like I said, it's a deep rabbit hole.
How is that person considered a sane person, and how does that person is still allowed to even work on products like this?
If you want to really dive into this, where people are talking about, like, why would you create that image of someone if it's not going to be used in the game? And then furthermore, how is it getting leaked out? What kind of creep is doing this stuff. Cage's tenure at Quantic Dream is marred with allegations of a toxic work environment and deeply troubling remarks. Reddit provided some serious insight on this situation at large. It was alleged that he referred to all female characters in his games as whores, and he stated that Quantic Dream didn't make games for F-A-G, you know, I'm not going to say it because of the YouTube stuff, but these were things that were alleged being said by Cage. And although he denied these allegations, pairing it up with everything else that had been happening, definitely still...
This is bad. Like, how did this information not surface before? Like, I'm genuinely just trying to gather my thoughts with all of this.
Paints a picture of toxic work environment and the culture at large. Based on my research on him, the dude strikes me as a real creep. There are countless lawsuits, accusations, sexual harassment, lots of threats from former co-workers, people at the company, things that are just really all around this David Cage character. And this was brought to my attention by Jay Watch on Twitter, where he said, also ironic of Quantic Dream, of all studios, to say this with their history. And I said, what's with their history? Because honestly, I had no idea. And he said back, David Cage, their former founder, and researching it, he's actually now the current president, was one of the creepiest people on the planet. For Beyond Two Souls, he literally stole family photos of Ellen Page, who starred in the games, so he could get her likeness at a young age. And Jay thought he was kicked out of the company, but no, he is still showing up on the board of About Us as the president. And he had allegations talking about how he called people things and said things about people that just really wouldn't fly in any company professionally. And it doesn't stop with him.
Like, you gotta love the irony how people like this hold the average gamer to the problem. People like this think we are the problem.
Either. We also have Guame de Fondemir, the CEO and head of publishing at Quantic Dream, who was quoted in one of the lawsuits where he said, "I'm not under oath, so can I lie?" First off,
wow,
who says that like
What?
out loud? That's just one of those things like what? Just, you can't make sense of it. But these are the people up top at Quantic Dream. The same people that are telling you how you should be acting and why you're the bad person.
like, they're not even hiding what kind of people they are. It's literally right on under our nose.
The same company is now throwing stones at the gaming community at large. It seems like they're desperately trying to bury their own skeletons while pointing the finger at anything but themselves. And this goes a lot deeper, stuff that I can't even talk about on this channel. If you want to find out more, I will link the Smash JT article in the description below that goes into everything that I found about Quantic Dream and how hysterical it is that they are trying to point the finger at you when they are the last people that should be casting stones at anybody. Ultimately, Quantic Dream's statement is nothing more than a clear attempt at deflection. The gaming community is not buying it, nor the game for that matter. The developer and publisher are clearly trying to incite flames of Gamergate 2 by blaming the community for their pathetic release. But at the end of the day, Dustborn, a game many see as taxpayer-funded propaganda, falters on its own lack of merit. And clearly, they're not just going to come forward with a statement being like, hey guys, we knew we put out a crap game, we just wish you bought it. That's not in the realm of feasibility when you're trying to sell something. So
I already said it yesterday, and I'll just repeat myself. If they would have marketed the game as a satire and comedy, people would have bought it in bulk. We're not hard to please. We're very simple to please.
the only other thing you can do when your game falls flat on its face, when it's clear propaganda and it's a terrible game experience, is just to say, yeah, it's not our fault that we made a bad game. It's clearly your fault for not buying it. It's well beyond time for these companies to stop hiding behind accusations of hate and start owning up to their own failures. But based off what I've learned here, Quantic Dream has a lot to hide themselves. The community in general deserves far better than being scapegoated for their poor decisions. We aren't falling for this again. And like I said, there's far more information that I could get into here, but with YouTube being as weird as YouTube is, I'm glad I have my own website where I can say what I want to say and not worry about being censored there. So again, check out smashjt.com for the full article. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you appreciate what I'm doing, please consider hitting that join button. And as always, you stay smashing.
No video.
Your video.